Imagine you want to have pesto with pasta, but you don't have pasta, gluten-free pasta, and there is no way you can get it today. Also, you have no basil. So question is, can you have pesto or not? It depends on your life philosophy. What is possible, what is not. Our mom had incredible philosophy of life. She would say, I always have what I want. And also she would say, I want things that I have. This mental combination of I always have what I want and I always want what I have may sound like a limiting belief, but that was not the case in my mom's life. She had such a wide horizon of things that she knew she has. This life's philosophy is basically about knowing your resources and being creative with them, and also not limiting yourself to your today's options. I can give you many examples. I saw how this philosophy helped her. I will teach you now a dish that you could do when you crave for pasta and you crave for pesto, but you have neither basil nor gluten-free pasta. First of all, let's drop this thinking in recipes. Every recipe has a source, and the source was a human. Most likely it was a woman. She created the recipe or the dish, not the recipe. Thinking creatively about resources that she has, she most likely had this idea that she needs to feed a group of people. She had to use the options that she had. When it comes to pesto, you can find many recipes, different recipes, but they all will go back to this basic recipe of pesto. This woman or those women created, learning from each other. This basic recipe is not the recipe at all, it's a protocol. We can think that the recipe is an algorithm and the idea of the dish is like a protocol. So what's the protocol of the pesto? Basil. It's greens that have specific flavor. It's nuts, pine nuts, that also have fats and also have specific taste. And pasta. In our case, because we're gluten-free, we want to have gluten-free pasta. If I don't have basil, what do I have from plants that are green and have taste and flavor and aroma? The closest thing to basil would be oregano. I have oregano and sage. Sage is not good because it has very, very strong taste and also it's very powerful. Oregano is mild. It has different qualities, different taste, but still, like it's greens. But I would also need some other greens. I found a lot of thistle. It's very sharp and stingy, but we will neutralize it. Few young leaves of mugwort. Don't use if pregnant. Dandelion. Couple of young leaves of yarrow. Don't use if pregnant or if you're going to spend a lot of time in sunlight. Snail is not happy. I'm stealing her plants. So let's look what we have. We have thistle, few leaves of dandelion, a lot of oregano, few leaves of nettle. Then we have young leaves of ground elder. Also just a little bit of yarrow and mugwort. I don't have pine nuts, but I have walnuts. I have no noodles, but I have rice paper. I soak walnuts in boiling water, well, in hot water, for an hour. If you're just starting to eat wild greens, you need Google Lens or some other app that could help you to recognize them. Wild plants are widely nutritious, but some of them are toxic. Many of wild greens taste good only until beginning of May. Later they become bitter. By the way, can you see how plants give us ideas to make guns, like swords or poison arrows? Plants that have needles are usually very tasty because they defend themselves well, so they don't need to be bitter. Before eating, we need to somehow disarm them. I blanch wild plants for a minute in boiling water. If this is your first time with wild plants and you are a little cautious, you can even boil them. After a minute of blanching, I throw them in ice cold water. It was easy because now everything in this house is ice cold. I also chopped them a bit because my blender is not very cool. I didn't blanch oregano, I put them together. Now adding soaked walnuts. I don't eat cheese, so I don't put it in pesto. I also skip garlic, but you don't have to. And if your blender is like mine, then it will take 2-3 working days. Strings, you see, is fiber. If you have a decent blender, you'll have no strings. I added salt and a bit of olive oil. You can add a bit of lemon or apple cider vinegar, then it will not get dark. I would suggest not to invite for this pesto people who are very judgmental about food. They might get upset. Now let's make noodles. I usually soak rice paper in warm water and put 2 or 3 layers and then roll them and cut them. You can also cut them with scissors. I like them looking a bit like tteokbokki. Carrots, bell pepper, zucchini go very well with this dish. They will add more colors and more antioxidants. I was deciding, should I put everything in one pan or should they heat them separately? I used half of the pesto I made. It was really thick, so I added almond milk in the pan. As you see, it was one pan solution. You can always use water instead of almond milk. Poor lighting doesn't give justice. Dish was green. When you will start to incorporate more wild plants in your dishes, you will notice that it keeps you full for longer. Wild plants have a lot of fiber, and some of them, they're highly nutritious. So that's the dish. It's like a tteokbokki without spicy sauce with pesto. I recommend. And don't forget, always take picture of your food.